Signals check. Nostradamus 5x5. Thank you very much. I am Bear of BearIndependent.com. From the internet, you are watching the Bear Brief. It is the 4th of October, 2023. The day that the world ends, according to all the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists, because FEMA is going to be issuing a national alert today, the same day that Vladimir Putin is going to be running drills in Russia about potential nuclear attacks. As Ron White would say, there's two threat levels: find a helmet and put on the helmet. We may, boys and girls, need to put on the helmet. I'm Bear from the internet. You're watching The Brief. If you're new here, don't be a schlub. Subscribe, ring the little bell icon, give a thumbs up, do all that stuff. If you're one of the 40% of people who watches the show but isn't subscribed, shame on you. Commit or leave. For everybody else, good morning. Welcome to the show. You know what to do. Share the show with somebody you love. Leave a comment for the YouTube algorithmic robots. And enjoy. What's up, Chicken Farmer Plus? It is actually We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Yummy. We have a written brief for today that we may get to if we're able to navigate the interweb shenanigans appropriately. If not, if you're on Patreon, you have the written brief and the links as well. So here's the deal. There's a lot of chatter on the interwebs. There has been for weeks, if not a month or two, about October 4th, the FEMA announcement. They're going to do a national, not just radio, and television, but wireless is what. Yeah, there's a federal law that was passed. Oh, shizer, 12 years ago, 15 years ago? FEMA is required to test the emergency alert system and wireless alert system or wireless emergency system once every 3 years. But why now, Bear? Why today? Why did they pick today? Because some bureaucrat somewhere with glasses as thick as Coke bottles with their fingers shoved up their nose digging for gold looked at a calendar on the Google account in their bureaucratic dank office and was like, and we could do it on October 4th. And they're like, that sounds good. We'll do it that day. That's why. Now, I may be going out on a limb here. Just might be going out on a limb here. I don't believe we're going to get nuked today. I also don't believe Russia's going to get nuked today. So, bluff, bottom line up front, you're probably okay. Also, if you're one of those people that lives your life in suspense and fear of what Joe Biden or Vladimir Putin is going to do, you need to disengage from the system for a hot minute. You need to find your joy, and you need to do some things that matter, because you have no control at all over what Joe Biden or Vladimir Putin does. Tracking like a tank, Bear. All right, New England Life. I'm actually on during a live. Well, good morning. Shalom. Most Russian missiles probably wouldn't even launch. Kenneth Schlegel said, yeah, but the American ones, would they launch? Probably. Julie Riston is tracking. Copy that. Let's look at some internet propaganda. Straight from FEMA.gov, Federal Emergency Management Agency, because they're so good at it. They're super duper good at it. Everybody has painted the roofs of their houses blue, right? In between Lahaina and now, you went and got like 40-ish gallons of Rust-Oleum blue paint and have covered your roofs. Okay, just tracking. Release date, October 3rd, 2023. That would be yesterday. Dateline, Washington. FEMA, in coordination with the Federal Communications Commission, or the FCC, will conduct a nationwide test of the emergency alert system and wireless emergency alerts tomorrow, 4 October. The national test will consist of two portions: testing the WEA, or wireless emergency alerts, and the EAS, or emergency alert systems capabilities. Both tests are scheduled to begin at approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern time. A lot of y'all struggle with this. I know, because I set up a fair number of Zoom calls and participate in a fair number of Zoom calls. The world does not revolve around your time zone, even if you are on the Eastern Seaboard, okay? So 2:20 Eastern would be 1:20 Central, which would be 12:20 Mountain Time, which would be 11:20 a.m. Pacific time. Okay. Tracking? Yeah. Okay, cool. The WA portion of the wireless emergency alert portion of the test will be directed to consumer cell phones like these, aka Babylonian rectangles of death. I have seen a lot of y'all need to quit getting your news from TikTok. Okay. Conspiracies are fun. I like conspiracies that are founded in truth. I have seen so much trash about the signal that they're going to emit is the right frequency, that it'll deactivate the left side of your brain, which is the logical side of your brain. And that's going to be preemptively, this national signal that goes out is going to preemptively deactivate the logical side of your brain, because then Project Bluebeam is going to come and shoot holographs down onto the sky, and it's going to show everybody that it's actually the second coming of Christ, but it's actually the Antichrist. Shut up, dude. Like, stop. You need a friend. You need a pet. You might need a vacation. You need some real problems. That's not going to happen. Okay. That's 100% certainty from me. Willing to admit that I'm wrong on Friday, if I am. But I am 100% certain Project Bluebeam is not going to happen immediately after the national alert system. Back to FEMA. Who also, let's be honest, government bureaucracy can't be trusted either. But they at least have a pretty good press release. The text message will display in either English or Spanish, depending on the language settings of the wireless handset, aka your Babylonian rectangle of death. The EAS, Emergency Alert System portion of the test will be sent to radios and televisions. This will be the 7th nationwide EAS test. FEMA and the FCC are coordinating with EAS participants, wireless providers, emergency managers, and other stakeholders in preparation for this national test to minimize confusion and maximize public safety value of the test. Now, we might lock out, and like a few years ago, remember in Hawaii, they got that emergency alert that said something to the fact of take shelter now, missiles are inbound. And then it was discovered that the guy who sent that, they put the missiles inbound button directly next to the this is just a test button, and the guy hit the wrong button. Also had a history of sending out inappropriate alerts. This guy's not very good at his job. Imagine that. We had a government bureaucrat not very good at their jobs. Who's that? Aaron Cardoza says, screw it, I'm going fishing. Who's going? Hey, I'll meet you there, bro. I'll meet you there. Silverback is still waiting for Y2K to happen, right? Where's all the martial law? I can never remember what that freaking giant operation, whatever, the military exercise. Everybody, the entire internet, it's gonna be martial law. Guys, here's the thing. We have to remember this as preppers, okay? And obviously, I'm all for preparedness. But we've been wrong. Jade Helm, there you go, right? Where's Jade Helm and the martial law? We've been wrong a bunch. The prepper community has been wrong a bunch. Well, better safe than sorry, Barry. Yeah, but are you not living your life right now because some moron on the internet, possibly even me, said something that made you feel a certain way and now you're afraid? Because that's bullshit. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. The casket liners, Johnny 38806, right? Right, yeah, the Mayan calendar, the end of the world, December 21st, 2012, or whatever it was, something like that. Yes, Heathen Patriot, Jade Helm, it was a thing. But you got to have the clickbait. Because you got to get the views, because YouTube is an advertising platform masquerading, Shalom Bok Choy, masquerading as a content platform. Let me let you in a little insider secret. You listening? Okay. YouTube is all about ad revenue. First and foremost for them, and then maybe for the air quote content creator, maybe. It is an advertising platform owned by Google, which is owned by the Alphabet Corporation, that was started with personnel and seed money from the CIA to generate revenue. Facts. Look it up. And so the more clicks you can get, the more ad revenue you can generate. Bradley Dixon at work, checking in, Bear. Shalom, homie. All right. So back to the FEMA thing. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. The backup test date is October 11th. So 1 week from today, if for any reason the test today is postponed, 1 week from today, they had to postpone it because they weren't ready to launch the missiles, Bear. Okay. Dooba-dooba-doo. Centralized. The test will use a centralized internet-based system administered by FEMA that enables authorities to send authenticated emergency messages to the public through multiple communications networks. The WEA test will be administered via a code sent to cell phones. A code. It's the Stuxnet code, Bear. They're going to take over everything. What's up, Sam Off-Grid? Good morning. Shalom. They're going to take it all offline. It's the Stuxnet code. Remember, what was it? The Obamacare website that cost $700 million. Remember that? And didn't work? Am I showing my age with that one? But the FEMA, trust me, the FEMA website is going to work great today. Thank you, Carrie Stennett. Bless you. I'm reading the comments. I'm lost in the comments. I'm in a comments rabbit hole. Blah, blah, blah. So FEMA's doing their test today. 100% certainty the world is not going to end. And I can say that because I have a biblical worldview. And if this is the end of the world, the Apostle John has some splaining to do, because you're telling me I can drink hot Moose Run coffee connected to a 1 gig up-down fiber line in the middle of nowhere, and this is tribulation? Got a bone to pick with you, Apostle John. We ain't there yet, boys and girls. We ain't there yet. And if we are, and I go up in a cloud of dust, a pillar of ash, a pillar of salt, like Lot's wife. Cool. Hi, yeah, it's your son, T. Checking in. What do you got for me, sir? Cool. Demon slaying? On it. Where's the armory? I would like a battle axe. See, there's a thing that happens when you know where you're going. I don't seek death, but I'm not afraid of it. It's not a biggie. So, yeah, nobody's nuking anybody today. Okay. 2 words: Viking helmet. Robber that, Jendo, or Roger that. The words, tremendous. Believe it, the best words. Did you hear? You guys probably did hear. So, what's his name? Former Speaker of the House, McCarthy, has been ousted by the group of 8, the air quote most conservative Republicans in the House. And so McCarthy's no longer Speaker of the House, and they've got 5 different people that they're looking at as far as a potential Speaker of the House, one of which could be Donald Trump, although he has rejected the offer on several previous occasions. Also, how do you run a campaign as Speaker of the House as well, right? Ted Nugent for Speaker. I'm down with that. Let's do that. Pastor Bill, this isn't the bunker. I'm at my dining room table, homie. This is not the bunker. This is the bunker is 42 foot below where I'm sitting right now. Nobody for government. I like it, Chris. Prosthetic monkey. Bless you. So, yeah, McCarthy's out. And if they don't get their poop in a group and elect another speaker, we could have another government shutdown in 45 days, 6 weeks. When the continuing resolution runs out, what will we do? Drink coffee. Prep. Live a meaningful life. Okay? Okay, cool. Good morning, Lugnut. From Yahoo News, right? Yahoo News, a trusted and vetted source of information, if ever there was one. YahooNews.com or news.yahoo.com. What the shit with these pop-ups? As I said, a trusted source of news from the internet. Nuclear drills. Putin urged to test atomic bomb. Russia is reportedly holding nationwide drills today to practice evacuating civilians in the event of a nuclear conflict. Leaked documents published by Baza, a Russian media outlet with links to Vladimir Putin's security services, indicated the extensive nature of Tuesday's test. Rescue workers will be tasked with removing, quote, large numbers of people from hypothetical radiation zones, end quote, the Telegraph reported. While Russia holds civil defense drills annually, this will be the first time they've happened on such a large scale. So let's repeat that. Russia holds civil defense drills annually. But this is the biggest one they've ever done. They're in a war in Ukraine. Makes sense, right? I mean, let's just all acknowledge here they're in a war in Ukraine. No, Bear, it's a special military operation. Okay, drink more Kool-Aid, whatever. So yeah, if I was the president of Russia and I was able to look across the horizon and go, man, the Brits aren't too happy with us right now. The French aren't too happy with us right now. The Germans aren't too happy with us right now. Chicken Farmer Plus, thank you for the super chat. The Americans definitely aren't too happy with us right now. We have a tentative relationship with India through the BRICS Economic Consortium, all of whom have nuclear weapons. Yeah, you know what? I might have the largest civil defense drill in the history of my country as well. Guys, you have to employ Occam's razor when you're looking at stuff like this. The shortest point between A and B is a straight line. Yeah, see, I just got all you flat earthers worked up there, right? Akiara Skirata, good morning. So, all good, right? Are we going to nuke the Russians preemptively? My guess is no. Oh, yeah, but Russia has a first strike capability, and they're going to nuke us. And then when we retaliate, at the same time that they nuke us, they're going to move all their people into their bunkers so they can maintain their citizenry. Maybe. Do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? No, sorry. Got my synapses crossed there. Do you recall early on in the war, in the special military operation in Ukraine, where Russia had a 40-mile-long convoy of troops and armor stuck on the side of the road because they logistics their way into empty fuel tanks? Michael, $5. Another cup of moose run on me, homie. Appreciate you, Michael. Thank you very much. So let's just say you're the leader of the Russian civil defense program, and your job is to make sure that the appropriate people get under the ground in the appropriate places at the appropriate time before the earth above them is bombed into the Stone Age. At what point do you go back in and get those people out? Do you have the log train to get those people out? Those bunkers, those civil defense bunkers, are they like Cheyenne Mountain in Wyoming, where the last time they were updated was in the 60s? You see my point here? Yeah, Russia's gonna launch first, and at the same time that they launch, they're gonna move their people into their bunkers. Then when we retaliate, that way their people won't get killed. It's like, stop. Take a nap. Quit with the prepper fantasy masturbating. Just stop. Should you know what you're gonna do if nukes fall on U.S. soil? Absolutely. Do I think that's a high likelihood? No. And here's two proofs of why. One, I'm talking to you right now. And I haven't said anything about there is an imminent threat to the United States of America. Seek shelter immediately, which I give you my word. If I am capable of doing that, should that time ever come, I will do that. Okay, so there's your first indicator. Second, I'm not underground right now, which means there's a low likelihood in my mind that bombs are going to fall from the sky. I don't know everything. I've been wrong way more in my life than I've been right. But just could call it intuition. I don't think thermonuclear war begins today on October 4th, 2023. May I direct you back to what? 10 days ago? September 23rd, when the world was also supposed to end, because in all these pop culture references in Disney movies, 9/23 is featured over and over and over again, and the conspiracy theorists know-it-alls on TikTok were saying that on September 23rd, the world's going to end because of... Bro, we're still here. We're still here. Stop it. Have you put food in buckets lately? Have you trained with your people? Have you just gotten together and broken bread? Do you actually know how to use your jelly bean launcher? Can you use a compass? How much clean water do you have? Where are you going to take a shit when the power grid goes offline and the water treatment plants no longer work? Honest question. How many of your prescription meds do you have backed up? What does your OTC stockpile of meds look like for basic things like ibuprofen, aspirin, acetaminophen, um, diphenhydramine, aka allergy stuff, right? Cyclobenzaprine, etc., etc. Cough syrup, because sometimes people get a cough. Little things like that. Those are all practical things that you can be doing rather than setting your hair on fire because the bombs are going to fall from the sky today. Says who? Says who? JC Fixer. Congratulations, Pastor Bear. Thank you, JC Fixer. Thanks to all of y'all who've been saying that. If you're on Patreon, you know. If you're not on Patreon, don't worry about it. I got a couple cases of NyQuil. Scissor party attacked the squirrel's house. There you go. Let's read a little bit more of this Yahoo News article. While Russia holds civil defense drills annually, this will be the first time that it happened on such a large scale, said Newsweek. The test will assume the nation is, quote, at least partially under martial law, and envisage that up to 70% of the country's housing facilities have been destroyed. However, it is, quote, unclear how many civilians, if any, will be involved, end quote, the Telegraph added. Oh, so this is like, we're going to run a drill about how to protect the civilians, but no civilians will be involved. Got it. So it's a drill, dude. This is like a sand table exercise. Okay? Not get into the bunker or you will die. Do I need the good cough medicine they keep behind the counter? Corn Pops, Wunderwaffel? Well, that depends. How much do you enjoy codeine? Some people like codeine a lot. Some people are allergic to it. Some people only partake of it when they have a cough. Thomas Romano, I'm not on Patreon. You're a pastor, ? If so, amen. Love you, brother. Hey, I love you back. And yeah, I was recently ordained as a pastor. So that happened. Praise Yah. It's humbling, honoring, honor of a lifetime. Way up there as far as life experiences go, equivalent to when I met my wife and when my children were born. So yeah, kind of a big deal. Yah's will be done. Which reinforces why I need to get on here and always speak truth to y'all, not get you all spun up in a tizzy. Okay? Okay. Post-nuclear Holocaust lean party. Woohoo. Yeah. The drill comes as the head of the Kremlin-backed Nuclear Research Center called on Russia to test an atomic bomb to intimidate the West. I don't think that's a good idea. Mikhail Kovalchuk, head of the Korchak Institute, quote, is said to be close to Putin and suggested an atomic weapons test in the Arctic Ocean as a show of force, end quote, the newspaper added. The Putin ally is said to have drawn comparisons with the testing of the Tsar Bomba in 1961. He argued that test, quote, forced the United States to negotiate with the Soviet Union and drop its aggressive rhetoric, said the Times. Quote, satellite imagery and aviation data suggest that Russia may be preparing to test an experimental nuclear-powered cruise missile or may have recently tested one with a theoretical range of thousands of miles. Russia carried out at least 13 tests between 2017 and 2019, all of which were unsuccessful, the newspaper added, and mishaps can be deadly. We have a nuclear-powered cruise missile now, but Russia wants to cry like a baby because we're giving depleted uranium rounds to Ukraine. and that constitutes nuclear weapons on Ukrainian soil. Bolshiza. I don't think we should be giving anything to Ukraine at this point. There's shocking new reports coming out today. I know. Everybody sit down and take a deep breath. Shocking new reports coming out today that, believe it or not, members of the DC elite may be getting kickbacks on the money that has been sent to Ukraine. Can you believe that? They would never do that, right? To protect and serve. Yeah, right, Zach? Zach's like, what? I know. I, for one, call for a full investigation into this to exonerate our duly elected officials, the good men and women of the DC elite who would never participate in any way in such a money laundering scheme as ousting a president, a duly elected president in Eastern Europe, instituting a new president backed by the CIA, then forming something like the Steele dossier from Hillary Clinton's campaign to say that Trump was colluding with Russia when in fact the DNC was colluding with Ukraine, where Burisma Holdings was located, where Hunter Biden was being paid an exorbitant amount of money for his expertise in the energy industry, aka providing access to his father for political influence and power games. Then the most popular president in history, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., with 81 million votes in the popular vote, gets elected even though he doesn't know what day it is. And then this special military operation by Russia kicks off in Ukraine February 24th, 22. And then the United States, having already had State Department, Civil Affairs, CIA, SF, and many, many other groups of people quietly operating inside of Ukraine for the last decade, starts sending American taxpayer money to the corrupt regime in Ukraine, which then cycles back to the DNC, as well as arms and armaments to poke the bear, to poke Russia, to provoke a third world war, because we all understand how the military-industrial complex works. That would never happen because these good men and women in DC have our best interests at heart. That's why they get paid $160,000 a year and have net worths in the range of tens to hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Right, exactly. So I would disregard any reporting you hear today about corrupt DC officials getting kickbacks from U.S. taxpayer money that's been sent to Ukraine. Tracking like a tank bear. Awesome. We're probably not going to get to the written brief today. If you're on Patreon, you have a copy of the written brief. I cruised the news, the air quote news, from such sites as RT and The Blaze and The Guardian and a handful of other sites, and it's all just a bunch of bullshit today. It's all just a bunch of bullshit. So that's right, Arthur Wabina, nothing to see here. So with that, if you're one of those people that jumps off when it's time to discuss the value exchange, I encourage you strongly to beat feet, skedaddle, get out of here. Have a blessed day. Shalom. For everybody else, we're going to move, and we're going to move quick, okay? Okay, Bear. All right, awesome. Patreon.com, Preparedness Consultancy. Lots of exclusive content there, including the written brief and links this morning that I didn't get to today. Apologies to the Dance Monkeys for not being able to read the brief today. What else have we got going on there? Just this morning, we had a video posting on testing your gear and what testing your gear needs to look like. On Monday, we had a video posted about dealing with drug addiction. There's a lot of really good content there. And I hear from a lot of people on Patreon that they get their money's worth out of one video. And there's way more than one video per month over there. Heather Victor says, thanks for some common sense. You have helped me. Guess I will leave phone on. Ha ha. Yes, you will, Heather. Yes, you will. Ha ha now from Bear. Yes, Skip adds this little pop-up. All right. So Patreon, links in the description. Check it out. Refuge Medical. Let's see. I believe we have 3 more days. No, today, tomorrow, Friday. before the Buckets with Bob's giveaway concludes. What that means is if you buy any bucket from Refuge Medical, what kind of bucket, Bear? Oh, by the way, I founded the company. I'm allowed to shill for them. Okay. I am Chief Executive Officer, Founder, and Chief Shilling Officer. I'm the CSO for RefugeMedical.com. What kind of buckets? Well, like the wound care bucket, designed to treat one grievous injury for 30 days. Gauze, tape, gloves, disinfectant, all the good stuff, or multiple minor injuries for 30 to 60 days. Awesome. Comes in a bucket, sealed, ready to go, will last a lifetime. Inside of that bucket, you can stack it with the rest of your preps. The wound care bucket, the surgical bucket. Oh, the world has ended and this guy needs an appendectomy. Bring me a smart person, crack open the surgical bucket. Here we go. By the way, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on YouTube. Appendectomies come with certain risks. Make sure to consult your medical professional before undertaking an appendectomy. The birthing bucket, the postpartum bucket, all those things at refugemedical.com. Every time you buy a bucket, you have another chance to win more than $4,000 worth of gear, including a awesome built-out bug-out bag from Refuge Medical, an ARC Advanced Rip-Away kit, mirror safety gas mask and filters, a whole bunch of other stuff, a jelly bean launcher, an automatic rifle -15. I think that's what that stands for, right? Jelly bean launcher, and a Mantis laser training system, and level 4 plates and a plate carrier, and just all kinds of stuff. Okay, so the biggest giveaway we've ever done with Refuge. Also, these are in stock. Bear facts. I don't, tradesmen, I don't believe the Moose Run coffee bucket counts. These are in stock. These are the Bear Fact. There are many like it, but this one is one of mine. They come in all the cool guy colors: multicam, coyote tan, ranger green, gray, black, red with reflective striping. And yeah, this is a real first aid kit, a real one. It's made in America. It's guaranteed forever. I built the original Bear Fact in the barn 30 yards from where I'm sitting because there was not a good trauma first aid kit on the market. And I was like, I want one. So I made one. And then I shopped it around with some buddies of mine, and they were like, hey, those are awesome. Give us 50. Okay. And then another buddy called and was like, those are awesome. We need 100 of them. Okay. And then it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew from there. Best gloves to get to replace the gloves with my Bear Fact. I like the North American Rescue gloves are good. I forget what they call them, but there are some in here, so I'll pull this open and let you know. One-handed deployment. Ta-da! I want to say they're called Eagle Claw. No, I should have remembered. Bear Claw gloves. These gloves right here. Bear Claw gloves. From North American Rescue. That's what the inside of the Bear Fact looks like. I built this thing because there wasn't a good option on the market. Since then, imitation is the highest form of flattery. Other major first aid kit companies have agreed that it's the best kit on the market because they've tried to copy it abysmally. Because if you manufacture your shit in the South China Sea, it just isn't as good. Unlike ours, which, see that little tag right there? Made in America. Made in the USA. Guaranteed forever. You break this thing, I'll replace it at no cost to you. You use the contents of this kit to save a life, I will replace them at no cost to you. Eric Math. I love mine. It goes with me everywhere I go. Awesome. Thanks, bro. Flustercluck. Y'all hit that like button. There you go. So that's the Bear Fact, the bare minimum. Great intro kit, and everything is HSA and FSA eligible as well at refugemedical.com. You can use promo code BEARNATION for free shipping as well. So that's pretty cool. The bare minimum kit is a combination trauma medicine, like, I got bullet holes in me, or I got run over by a forklift, or I was in a bad motor vehicle accident, as well as a boo-boo kit, like Susie fell off of her bike again. So, refugemedical.com. Buckets. Get them. You got today, tomorrow, Friday to get in on the giveaway with buckets. Bear Facts are in stock. Check it out. Bare minimums are also in stock. What else do we have going on today? RefugeTraining.com has classes coming up at the Refuge headquarters in Spiro, Oklahoma, the 28th and the 29th of October. I believe there are still some of those slots left. Come to class. Don't be an ass. Come to class. I got a message yesterday. Where'd it go? What did I do with it? Boo-doo-boo, boo-doo-boo. All right. This is from one of y'all that messaged me on Instagram and said, I recently went and took a insert competitors class here in Nashville. It did not compare to Responder 1 and Responder 3, the classes from Refuge Medical that I took. Not even close. Their class wasn't even fun. One of the best memories I have is Responder 3 class with your instructors. Keep it up and bring the classes back east. Certain names have been redacted to protect the innocent and the boring. It did not even compare to Responder 1 and Responder 3 classes I took from Refuge Medical. And the company that this person went and took a class from, we'll just say they're well known in the industry. All right, we'll leave it at that. So we have striven with Refuge Training to provide the best training possible. So check it out, refugetraining.com. Okay, Bear. All right, good talk. What time was the nationwide alert supposed to be? Approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern time, and then work backwards from there. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doo. What else we got going on? GrindstoneMinistries.com. If you want to help us build our juvenile human trafficking restoration facility, if the father has convicted you to pour into that ministry because you think it's an abomination that kids are out there getting trafficked and are getting serially raped by assholes, and you want to do something about it, not just make a movie, not just get upset, you want to do something about it, GrindstoneMinistries.com. Online giving. If and only if the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, convicts you. If it doesn't, mazel tov. No worries. I don't want a dime from you. Okay? Track it. CalebHouse.com. Caleb with a K. CalebHouse.org. Caleb with a K. Kaleb house.org. T-shirts, long sleeves, and hoodies for Caleb House. Our brother Saw's Facts Not Feelings shirt. Our brother Rex's The Real Dope shirt. Proceeds of which all go towards building Caleb House, which is our anti-human trafficking juvenile survivor restoration facility. A bunch of $50 words, meaning the safe place where we put kids back together again after they've been serially raped by assholes. If you'd like to be a part of that, CalebWithAK.org. And last but certainly not least, this show is brought to you by the patrons. Bless you. By Refuge Medical. Bless y'all. And by Moose Run Coffee, which I'm drinking right now. A portion of their proceeds go to support Caleb House as well. So if you're shopping around for a new coffee company that has no political agenda, it doesn't make donations to either political party, that is run by a brother in the faith whom I know personally, whom I trust, and who makes some damn good coffee, go get the Grindstone blend from Moose Run Coffee. I got to roll. Y'all have a blessed We All Gonna Die Wednesday. We are gonna die, but that day is not today. And if it was today, final thoughts with Bear. If it was today, what would you have done different about your life? That's your homework today. If you knew this afternoon the bombs were going to fall from the sky, what would you have done differently? Would you spend more time with your children? Been better to your wife? Maybe worked a little bit less? Fellowshipped a little bit more? Got on your knees more often and consulted the creator of the universe for what his will for your life is? Done some things that are meaningful rather than bowing down to the almighty dollar? What would you do differently if you knew 3 p.m. today, bombs are inbound? How would you spend your last hours? Write that down. and then look at it every day and get your ass back on track. Because you could get hit by a bus today. You could have a major heart attack and just drop dead. You could get a very scary diagnosis after your biopsy comes back. It's about you. It's about you and your relationship with the Father by the blood of the Son. It's not about Vladimir Putin or Joe Biden or Kevin McCarthy or Xi Jinping. It's about you and the man or the woman that the Father created you to be, the impact that you are supposed to have in your home, in your community, in your faith group, the work that has been put on your heart to do as the hands and feet of the Most High. That's what this life is about. Not about some assholes in $3,500 wingtip shoes somewhere. Y'all have an awesome, blessed day. I'll see you soon. Shalom.